Hey, Facebook, what's happening? You know what time it is if you're watching this live. If you're not, it's 5:45 on the East Coast. I'm in Toronto filming Code 8 with my cousin Robert. Fresh off of our success for the campaign for Donaldson in 2015 and our small part in the campaign for Michael Saunders last year, I thought that I would lean in once again, if for no other reason than the Blue Jays have gotten behind Justin Smoak, spelled the same as Felicity, Smoak, and he's been the best first baseman in the American League this year. So there's a link attached right here. You can vote 5 times a day, and I'm pretty sure the voting ends Friday. So anyhow, I promised that if a certain number of people liked the post, that I would do a live Q&A. Again, it's my lunch hour. I'm just having a good time, and I really would like the trifecta of the 3 for 3 as a participant in a Blue Jays All-Star campaign. And hi, Mom. So here we go. Questions from yesterday. Caitlin Young asked, what did you, from an actor's perspective, think about the writers finally destroying Leanne Yu? Did you think it was time? And how do you think Oliver will grow from the demise of it? Well, I think Oliver's less concerned with the island and more about the people that are on the island. Although, if you can remember back to season 2, after the events at the end of season 1, Oliver actually retreats to the island. And I know that at that time, Greg Berlanti had always pitched it as that's kind of Oliver's version of the Fortress of Solitude. So from that perspective, it was a nice mental break for me, or the character rather, so I'm sad to see it go. But I thought that destroying the island, again, like a lot of people said, it was full circle. So it probably was time. Christine D'Ambrosio asks, you frequently compare yourself to some wild animal. Inquiring minds want to know what animal you are generally referring to when you say this. Lions, tigers, bears? Oh my, Christina, you see what I did there? That's more just an expression for when I'm doing something and I'd rather be doing something else. Although most of the time I say it in jest, because most of the time I'm working and I'm incredibly grateful to work. As for what animal I am describing, I don't know. Let's go with a lion. Vanessa Diaz. What was the objective of Susan Williams from season 5? Because her storyline pretty much ended with the breakup. Was her research going to be revealed? Yeah, that storyline did end rather abruptly, but that doesn't mean that it's over. Certainly had a blast working with Carly, and hopefully there will be a chance to do that in season 6, because obviously she knows stuff, and that's always very interesting. Yves Dominiki. Sorry, you can tell roughly if I'm pronouncing your name, but the long storied history of me getting names that are difficult to pronounce has continued. Asks, if you could choose, would there be another wrestler you wanted to make an appearance in Arrow as a villain, or maybe as a hero or a normal person? By the way, I like your beard. It looks fluffy. It is. It's very fluffy. Another wrestler. Boy, oh boy, I think just in general, I want to work with Kevin Owens. If that was on Arrow or in the WWE, I love that guy. I just find him wildly entertaining. And the couple of times that I've had a chance to meet him, he's been really nice. So it'd be cool. I don't know if he's interested in the acting field, though. Certainly a very, very talented wrestler. Corey Jason. There you go. What's your prediction for the Blue Jays this season after a slow start, sitting 6 games back in the division and 4 for the wild card? Do you think they can make it all the way? What team in the division do you fear the most? Thanks, and go Yankees. Well, last question first. I don't fear any team in the American League. I'm talking like I'm on the team right now. I'm not. I'm just not frightened of any team in the league. I don't think anyone has a distinct home field advantage. And because the new Yankee Stadium's very, antiseptic, and everyone's too happy in Boston because they've won 3 world championships after 86 years, and Tampa Bay's that stadium, and Camden Yards, I mean, come on. As long as the Orioles don't put their closer in. No, so I think they'll be fine. I think that the Jays have had some guys, like in Donaldson's case, he's been hurt, but they've had a couple of guys having good years. But I think if they get Aaron Sanchez back, just in general, if they get healthy, I feel like they could go on a 10 out of 12 run, or like a 14 out of 16 run, and then that slow start will forever be erased. But kudos to them for digging out of that hole, because that sucked. Bonnie Netkin says, at the spring release party, you mentioned losing a bet and having to go see Britney Spears. What bet did you lose? And are you still coming to Vegas? Well, I've got some really good buddies who I was actually at Coachella this year, and they're big Britney Spears fans. Calling them big Britney Spears fans would actually maybe be an understatement. And they've seen her show multiple times, but I think that they would like me to go check it out. Jenny George says, I'm really looking forward to seeing Oliver's relationship with William in season 6. I hope we also see William bonding with Felicity, Diggle, and Anthea. Now that William knows Oliver is his father and also the Green Arrow, can you tell us a bit of what we might expect to see? Well, that's a great question. It's a really good question, and I can't expound on any of it. I'm very excited to have Jack on board playing William, and we will see him in season 6, and those are always really, really fun scenes to shoot. But as can't really say anything else. Janice Ward Thrillkill says, this question is from my 7-year-old son Sean, who was in line at the panel in Portland last weekend and didn't get a chance to ask you a question. Sorry, man. I'm always too long-winded, as you can probably tell. He would like to know, do you like penguins? I honestly have no idea why, but he was pretty bummed he didn't get a chance to ask. He means the animal, not the hockey team. Sure, Sean. Sure. I like penguins. I don't think that I've ever seen one up close. Maybe at the Vancouver Aquarium. Yeah, I have. My daughter likes them, and if they make my daughter laugh, then I like them too. Nadia Mahani says, I read there's a possibility that Supernatural and Arrow could cross over. That would be awesome. Thoughts? I mean, that's really up to Jensen and Jared. You know, I heard that they're getting a spin-off, which is exciting. But you know, as the much more senior members of the CW family, and as guys who, from what I can tell, work 1.5 to 2 days a week, it really would be about finding a moment in their schedule to make all the fans happy. I'm totally up for it. So I'm not trying to pass the buck, but the buck is now sitting at their feet. James Pilson Wood, last question. How does the hood stay up in stunts? I don't know, man, because it's super deep. So it just sits right here. If I run, the wind tends to get up underneath it, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. But when I'm just doing stunts, it just stays on. And I know that my stunt double every once in a while puts a little Velcro on here, but he also wears like a skull cap when he does it, and I refuse to wear those because I feel like a complete idiot. So it just stays up. I'd like to thank Colleen Atwood, who originally designed it, and Maya up in Vancouver, who has done all the updates for just, knowing how my giant head works. All right, so there it is. There's your Q&A. I'm going to go back to work. Robbie and I have been filming. I'm so sore today. That's the closest that you're going to get to a spoiler. Is it had been a little bit of time before I had done some on-screen combat, and everything on the right side of my body hurts today. Yeah, that's it. So attached here, you're going to find a link. You can go. Justin Smoak plays first baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays. Go. Vote for him. Voting is almost done. You can vote 5 times a day. You can have your friends vote. You can have your family vote. You can have your pet vote. Probably. But that would be... Actually, I feel like that's fine. Have your pet vote. That's it, man. I met him. He's a good guy. Deserves to get in. And we want to see Canada's team represented at the All-Star Game. Thank you. And I'll talk to everybody soon.